What is it with liberals? They think they're being cosmopolitan and enlightened.
We occupy different worlds.
The last thing we need is Neanderthal thinking.
They want to silence you. They want to silence your voice.
Trump flags. The message was clear. It was, this is my country. This is not your country.
They weren't conservative. They were knuckleheads.
Shame, shame, shame on all of them.
Lawmakers, TV pundits, others saying don't listen to the other side. They're nuts. They don't know what they're talking about. Well, this group coming up says the exact opposite. They want the world to start listening to their message, too. Pearce Godwin is the founder and CEO of the Listen First Project. He's here to discuss the National Week of Conversation. It begins June 12th. Pearce, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me, Brett.
Tell us about this project and why it's important at this time.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, next week is our 4th annual National Week of Conversation, and we're encouraging Americans of all backgrounds and beliefs to practice courage over this contempt that has become so pervasive. And Brett, these conversations are going to be the opposite of the food fights that we've gotten so tired of. We have 3 norms that we'll be encouraging. One, of course, is listen with curiosity. Number 2 is speak from your own experience and connect with respect.
I almost didn't listen there as I was jumping in. But Pearce, for the two sides here up on Capitol Hill, you've got conservatives and liberals. I guess there's a moderate faction, but it's not loud. They say, why should I listen to that other side? They're just wrong.
This stew of toxic polarization that in my mind we're completely floundering in is both that national crisis, Capitol Hill and elsewhere, but also so many personal tragedies. The polling on the national level is terrifying, in that more than half of Americans now say that it's our fellow Americans who are the biggest threat to the country. And what's worse, that the country would be better off if large numbers of opposing partisans just died. I mean, seriously, what are we doing to ourselves in the United States of America? I just don't think anybody wants to go on like this, which means we've got to find a way forward together. I think the solution ultimately is connection. It's to turn down the heat and turn up the humanity. So I invite those folks who are saying, absolutely not, over my dead body will I talk to those people to think a little bit about that strategy and where it leads us. In my mind, Brett, a lot of us are operating today as if somehow, some way, we are going to ultimately vanquish those people. We're going to win, and we're no longer going to have to contend with them or their values. Now, I have a different idea. I think I want to challenge myself and everyone else, including your viewers, to instead lean in. Now think about my faith. I think about the fact that my faith calls me not to shy away from the stranger and to throw stones from afar, but to lean in as neighbors, to extend grace, to extend curiosity, compassion, and what my friend John Wood Jr. calls patriotic empathy. And that's what I'm inviting your viewers to do with us on Saturday with America Talks and into the subsequent National Week of Conversation, to step up boldly together to heal America.
Well, I hope people listen. We could obviously use a lot of that. Pearce Godwin, Listen First Project, the National Week of Conversation starts this week. We wish you well.
Thank you so much, Brett.